Grace Kids. Welcome back to Grace Kids TV. My name is Bianca Tyus and I serve as a resident here at Grace Church. It's so great to be joining you again today. In today's story, we learn how God changed a man named Jacob. What's your full name? My full name is Bianca Shante Tyus. Do you know what your name means? Do you know if you were maybe named after someone? Sometimes people give their child a name that has a really special meaning. And in the Bible, names often had an important meaning. Today, we'll learn a time when God changed someone's name. God changed Jacob's life and gave him a new name, Israel. Jesus came so that we might have a changed life, forgiven of sin. Jesus' death and resurrection provided sinful people the way to be adopted into God's family. When we trust in Jesus, we also receive a new name, children of God. But before we talk too much about today's story, let's head over to Grace Kids Trivia to see what you remember from last week's story about how God provided Isaac for Abraham. Good luck!
Question 1. True or false? One day God told Isaac to take his father Abraham to him as an offering. And the answer is false. This was close, but not quite. God actually told Abraham to take his son Isaac to him as an offering. So we just had that backwards with the question to start us off here today. Question 2. True or false? Abraham did not want to give up his son Isaac, but he believed that God would keep his promise about his family. And the answer is true. This is true. Abraham obeyed and did what God asked him to do. Later, Abraham, Isaac, and the two helpers took a donkey and the supplies they needed and walked 3 days until they got to the mountain. Question 3. True or false? On the way up the mountain, Isaac noticed something was missing. Isaac asked his father, "Where is the lamb to offer to God?" Abraham told Isaac, "God will give us a lamb." And the answer is true. This is true. Isaac thought they were going to offer a lamb as a sacrifice to God, like they did oftentimes back in the day. Abraham didn't know why God wanted him to offer his son as a sacrifice instead, but Abraham didn't want to scare Isaac. So when they got to the top of the mountain, God built an altar and got ready to offer Isaac to God. Question 4. True or false? Before Abraham gave Isaac to God, God stopped Abraham and said, "Abraham, I see you are willing to do what I said. You do not need to offer your son Isaac." Then Abraham looked up and saw a sheep stuck in the bushes. And the answer is false. This one is really tricky because all of this did happen. God was happy to see that Abraham put him first instead of anything else, including his son. But God said this to Abraham. Abraham looked up and he actually saw a ram stuck in the bushes, not a sheep. God had sent the ram to sacrifice instead of Isaac. Question 5. True or false? Just like Abraham was willing to give up his son Isaac, God was willing to give up his son Jesus to save the world from sin. And the answer is true. This is definitely true, and a really cool way to think about the story we learned last week. Jesus offered his life as a sacrifice for our sin so we can live forever with him.
I'm Megan, and this is my friend Omar.
What? Who's Omar?
That's you.
My name is Jessie.
How about Hector?
But my name is Jessie.
What about Walter?
Megan, are you feeling okay?
Yes, Jessie, I'm just playing around with you. In today's Bible story, someone gets a new name.
They do? Who?
Well, let me tell you the story, Alfred. Abraham's son Isaac grew up and got married. God told Isaac's wife Rebekah that she would have 2 boys. God said, "Your sons will grow up and their families will be 2 separate nations. One nation will be stronger than the other, and the older son will serve the younger." Rebekah gave birth to twins. Esau was born first, and then Jacob. When they grew up and their father Isaac was old, Isaac wanted to bless Esau. Instead, Jacob tricked Isaac and stole his brother's blessing. Esau was very angry, so Isaac and Rebekah sent Jacob away. One night, God spoke to Jacob. God promised Jacob the same things that he promised Abraham and Isaac. God said, "I am with you and will watch over you wherever you go." Years passed. Jacob got married and had a family. Finally, Jacob took his family and headed home to Canaan. Jacob was afraid to see his brother Esau again. What if Esau was still angry? So Jacob sent gifts to Esau. He hoped Esau would forgive him. That night, a man appeared to Jacob. The man wrestled with Jacob all night. Jacob would not give up, so the man hurt Jacob's hip. "I will not let you go unless you bless me," Jacob said. "Your name was Jacob," said the man, "but now your name will be Israel. You wrestled with God and with men, and you have won." The man blessed Jacob. Jacob went to meet Esau. Esau ran to Jacob and hugged him. Esau was not angry anymore. Esau went back to his home, and Jacob traveled a little farther. Jacob bought land for his family to live on. He was finally home in the land God promised to give him. God changed Jacob's life and gave him a new name, Israel. By dying and rising from the dead, Jesus made the way for us to be adopted into God's family. When we trust in Jesus, we get a new name too, children of God.
Kids, for our craft this week, we are going to make a poster with our name. I'm going to explain why, but all that you're going to need is a piece of blank white paper, something to write your name with, and some construction paper that you're going to rip up into little pieces, and then a glue stick or liquid glue. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Are you ready? All right, so the first thing you're going to do is write your name on the paper, and if you need help, you can ask your teacher, but if you can write your name yourself, then you can do it on your own. So I'm going to write my name. And you want to make sure that you're going to fit all the letters on the paper. Okay, and then you're going to take your construction paper and you're going to rip it up into little pieces. You can just keep ripping. And it can be as big or as small as you want, but you're going to put it onto the letters so it can't be too big. Okay? All right, so once you have the colors that you want, I'll put them all in a pile. You're going to use your glue stick or some liquid glue, and just do a little bit at a time. I'm going to put some glue on, and you're just going to stick the construction paper to the letters. And your collage is done. If you would like to do more decorations or color it more, you can do that, but I'm just gonna leave mine plain. I'm super excited for you to make your name collage. And why do you think we made names? Why do you think we wrote our name? It's because our names are super special and our parents gave us our names for a reason. Maybe we're named after someone, or maybe our name means something special. And in today's Bible story, we learn that God changed Jacob's name to Israel. So we want to like our name and really accept it for who we are. Thanks so much for watching Grace Kids TV. Have fun making these!